All right. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So happy to have you guys here. So today it's been pretty choppy, pretty sideways. Definitely like a downward trend on both the ES and the NQ. However, we have been able to be green in both the ES and the NQ. I was at one point up 470 on the NQ, but yeah, took kind of a bad trade right in this area. But we're still up 200 on the NQ. We're up 200 on the ES, and we've just been kind of going back and forth today. Been red quite a few times, been green quite a few times. Just kind of grateful that we're taking our time and moving up a little bit. It took two trades in the evaluation today. One of them that lost $40 and one of them that made $40. So basically break even on the day in the evaluation. But we are pretty down in the evaluation, so we do have some ground to cover, and we're really close to our drawdown limit. So we got to make sure that whatever trade that we take are positive trades. So we have very little wiggle room. So just working on that. That's kind of where we're at. We are seeing a little bit of a trend reversal. So this volume weighted average price has come all the way down to 41.30s on the ES. And you can see that we bounced off these lows a couple of times right in this area here. Just mark it right there. So we were bouncing all through this area, and right here as well. So we've come up and tested this almost like this 200 moving average, a little under that, quite a few times. So I think that yeah, basically we've been testing that whole area right in here. No, why does it want to do? Oh, you got to do that. Okay. Yeah. So that whole area we've been testing several times. And then you can see right here that we've actually tested this area, which is just below the 200 moving average. I think that once we get this cross, this 5200 cross, is really when we're going to see the action that we're really looking for in the ES and also in the NQ. I believe it's actually moving just about the same right now. Let's take a look at this. NQ is a lot further away when it comes to the 5200, but we are seeing kind of the same patterns in the NQ, where it essentially tested these lows 1, 2, 3 times, and bounced off those lows those 3 times. So this one kind of feels like it's only a matter of time before we get a trend reversal here. But the NQ has been heavily influenced by Tesla today, and if we look at Tesla, you can see that Tesla has been pretty much dropping through a lot of the day. It's had some weird wicks, like this huge green wick here, and it's kind of pushing back up. It's now above the volume and average price. It's still below this 200, so it may chop out a bit between here and that 200 for a while if it stays above the VWAP. So Tesla is looking pretty decent though on the TTM and all the other indicators showing a upward momentum of the Tesla. I totally just said of the Tesla. How awesome is that? But yeah, that's where we're at. So game plan wise, pretty much we're waiting for this move right there, this move to the upside. And we'll have to see if this rejects the 200 moving average. You can see it's turning red a little bit right there, right at that 200. And yeah, so this is going to be an interesting day. Let's just make sure that we're going slow. Let's make sure that we're taking trades that matter. And let's make sure that we're taking trades that are just really that have an action plan. I may focus on taking 1 or 2, possibly 3 ticks today, but mainly probably going to be focused on 1 to 2 ticks, just because I want to minimize my risk as much as I can. So we're getting a break above that 200 moving average. This is definitely looking like the beginning of a trend reversal here. Going to jump over to our evaluation. Currently right at that volume and average price. It's a little bit sketchy right now to get in, but yeah, looking at taking maybe like a 2-tick trade, if we can find the right entry here. was looking at going long, and this candle's turned to red, so I might wait for an obvious break above the VWAP on there, which looks like it could happen any moment. Right now, which we haven't had earlier today, is we've got cyan on the TCM with the green dots, the ones that indicate, that has this decent buying zone. So we haven't had that yet today, at least not that I've seen. Our indicators are all stacked in the right direction, with the exception of the green 50 and the red 200, and with the exception of the volume average price. So essentially, getting above this VWAP. This 5200 crossover, I think, is going to show us some pretty awesome bullish momentum. And yeah, that's where we're at right now. We're kind of hitting this resistance level here, this 4130. Pretty key area, I think, in this zone. I'm going to pull out, take a look at. So this is the open right around here. Right here is the open. I think I could put on, is there a vertical line? I don't see one. Getting a rejection of the VWAP. Pushing back down. And we've actually had a few tests of the VWAP today. We had this VWAP test that pushed down towards those lows. But I actually think that this will eventually break through here. We might get a bounce off the 9 moving average. That's the yellow line right there. This yellow indicator. So taking a quick long in the sim. Okay, made 25 bucks on that. It was 2 ticks, but we were only in one contract. So okay. So we got that rejection. We're continuing to push downward. 1, 2, 3. What's the 5-minute chart looking like? On the 5-minute, we've got actually a possible crossover happening, so that's good. 5-minute crossover would be also pretty impactful as well. So I think that what we're waiting on now is the first 5-minute candle to make a new high, which would be in the next 7 minutes. And so that put us right around 7:45. Yeah. The spread pullback. You see, look at this. Like, we actually rejected exactly at that volume average price right there. Like, it's like exactly right there. Jumping back over to the 1-minute chart. So we're getting basically this 5-minute pullback. I think at 6:45 we'll probably see another push up. So, or 6:40, sorry, another push up to test, and then by 6:45 we'd be looking for that candle to break. So basically, at the end of this next 5 minutes. Taking a quick long right there, looking for just a quick test up. I got it on 3 ticks. I should swap it down to 1 tick, possibly 2. Okay, up 250 on the ES today, and up 200 on the NQ. But we're mainly trading the ES. We're taking quite a few trades, more than I like. I'd like to see more profit based on that, based off that many trades, but Okay, another rejection of the 200 moving average on this candle. This is the very beginning of a new 5. So our last 5 ended red, and our next 5 is opening red. So that doesn't look good in terms of our trend reversal that we're waiting on. A lot of times this trend reversal happens like on the hour, right around 11 o'clock market time. And for all I know, people are getting back from lunch or something like that, or brunch or whatever they're doing over there on the East Coast. So kind of coincides with that timing though. People taking off around like 10:30 or 10 or something like that, come back at 11. Wow. So if y'all love and enjoy this content, please feel free to give us a like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. We do this every day, 7:30 Pacific time, 10:30 market time. We usually stream for about an hour. Trading just futures. So that's all we're really focused on, is just trading futures. We're looking to get funded in an evaluation account, and we've been working at it now for about 2-3 months, trying our best to go slow and just grind our way up. I'm totally cool with that. If you guys want to check out what I'm using to trade in my evaluation, y'all can check out Elite Trader Funding. Elite Trader Funding is super dope. You get to keep 100% of your first $12,500 in profits. Elite Trader Funding is regulated by the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and here there's plenty of evaluations to choose from. One thing I really like about them is that they have these one-step evaluations. So it's just one step. You go through, you pass it, you pass. It's just very easy to understand their products, and that's one thing I really like about them. The 50K evaluation is probably one of the ones I think is one of the best deals, and you can actually use JS Best to get whatever their best deal and discount is on a lifetime discount on that account that you set up. So feel free to check them out. Looks like at the moment we haven't got that trend reversal, but like I said, I was waiting for about 7:45. We rejected at this 200 moving average several times now. To me, like, the more times that we reject it, but with these higher highs. So we've got this, essentially, you can see this almost like this wedge here, looking like this, going up. So we got these like higher lows, and that kind of gives us that indication that we're gonna be pushing up. At least that's what it's communicating. It's not necessarily exactly what's gonna happen, but it's what it looks like to me. It looks like that we're gonna break through this and have another test of the volume average price. That's what it's looking like to me. Jumping over to the evaluation, see if there's an op here. That was the op. Try and join the bid right there.
Order filled.
Looking for 2 ticks on the upside. Didn't get it, and we just failed the evaluation. Youch. Well, there you have it. Man, oh man. That is very painful. Very, very painful. I've already paid for plenty of resets in the evaluation, and that doesn't feel good. I'll tell you that. Still trading in paper. Definitely a big rejection there off of that resistance level that we had drawn in at some point. Right there at that 4130. Big rejection off of that, push downward. What I was looking for with that trade here was so we got in right around here, and what we were looking for was just a test up here of this VWAP, essentially a match of this candle. Definitely did not get that. Got the reverse off that 4130 level, pulled way back, and now we're continuing to push downward. Took another 2 ticks down. So we're up 350 on paper in the ES. Man, that sucks that we just failed that evaluation again. So that's the third or fourth time, I think. It's pretty terrible. No bueno. I know I'll get it at some point, but just paying for the resets can be very pricey. So, yeah, definitely something to work at. Okay, we're still doing very well in the sim here. You can see, like, today almost looks like it just wants to stay bearish. Even though you've seen that we bounced off these lows and we've tested this volume weighted average price several times, we've almost been getting like chopped through here, where it's like there's all these like sort of like false breaks, where it really looks like it's about to break out and then rejects, and that's happened quite a few times. I think that one of the smartest things that we can do is continue to trade small, and just continue to take just like very quick scalps. Obviously, we've been doing very well in the simulator. The challenge has been in the evaluation because mainly just because of how if we have one bad day, it can really affect us a lot. So whereas in simulator, we don't have that problem. Getting some fills on those shorts there. Get this doji going on. Went long, looking for a test of this this yellow resistance level here. Really, I was just looking for like one tick up. And we got that. And there's that rejection again at that 200 moving average. You can see like that a lot of traders actually like really respect that level. This is what we were looking for here on this candle, the one that we failed the evaluation on. We were looking for that rip right there. And so we just got it a few minutes later, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes later or so. And now we're getting sort of like a hammer candle. This is looking pretty strong for a trend reversal. Where are we at? 27 seconds on this candle. Took another 25 off. Up 400 on the ES today in the sim. Another 2 seconds on this candle. That right there, that's the exact thing that I was looking for over here that we failed our eval on. I was looking for that pop up. So, definitely a pretty strong day. in terms of trading the ES. We've done a very good job, I think, of managing our risk on the simulator. We definitely could do better in our evaluation. I may look at going for the 50K evaluation because the drawdown is $2,000. So if I do have one bad day where I go down $300-400 or something like that, I have more opportunity to bring that back up. So I may look at doing that. But that's kind of where I'm at the moment. We're getting a test of that VWAP, rejecting off of there. It does look strong, but we've been faked out several times today on the VWAP. You can see we tested here, and now we're testing again. So that VWAP is definitely looking, it's looking like a trap, V-trap, VWAP, V-trap. It's kind of looking like that right now. And you can see that's actually really weird. Just that this came up, tested VWAP, came all the way back down to a doji. Like, what a weird candle. What a weird pattern. To have two dojis in a row, one of them on a VWAP test. I don't think I've seen too many, if ever, a doji on a VWAP test. It's definitely a super weird pattern. All right. Another 2 seconds on this candle. New candle forming. Looks like this one's opening red. Complete indecision right here at this area. Really kind of funny to see it play out. There we go. We're getting more of a push to the downside. That's that VWAP rejection, man. It's 3 times today that it's rejected that volume and average price. I wonder if in like at the top of the hour in 7.5 minutes, if we'll actually get that trend reversal though. How's everyone out there doing? Red, green? What y'all got going on today? So continuing to push downward. To me, the trend looks bearish. Because if I go all the way back to this area here at like 2:30 in the morning, we've pretty much just been dropping throughout the day. Had a few spikes back up, but mainly it's just been dropping. So took another 50 off, up 450 on the day on the ES, the E mini. Yeah, it's just kind of slow grinding, just hanging out, chilling. 1, 2, 3, 4th red candle. Let's jump out to a 5-minute chart. Still on that possible cross on the 5. Pushing way down in regards to the 5-minute candle. So all the 5s got working forward as the 9-12 above each other and the TTM getting closer. I think once this flips here, we'll have the actual reversal that we're looking for, which should be like right in this area. If it continues that way. Negative, let's see, -2, -2. So these are basically the same. New 5-minute candle starting now. This one's going to be the determiner, I think, of the trend. And right now it's looking red. We'll see how it looks in 5 minutes. But right now it's looking red. And to me, this one's going to be the indicator, the candle that sort of this 5 minute candle. So the next 5 1 minute candles is going to be the indicator of what direction this ends up for the next hour or so. I think that the Tesla stock split is going to be one of the biggest trading events of the summer. They had a stock split in 2020 at the same time in August, and shares went all the way down to like $200, then worked their way all the way back to $800-900. I think that we may see a repeat of that. I don't know if it's going to work its way back up to $800-900, but after the split, I may pick up a couple shares myself of Tesla. But I do think that that's going to that is going to be a really interesting day. That's going to be August 25th that's happening. Okay, so we're definitely getting a push towards the downside. Still in this trade, we're ready to flat it. Yeah, I'm out. Lost $100 on that one. Still up 375 in the ES today. Well, very interesting day. So we're up $575. So 200 on the NQ, 375 on the ES. And unfortunately, we failed our evaluation again right here on the trade or on the stream. So we're definitely going to look at starting another evaluation. Like I said, I may look at actually doing one of the different packages. One of the ones that I've been looking at, really eyeing, is this 50K evaluation because the max drawdown is $2,000. So really get a lot of opportunity there. Just in case you have some bad trades, whatever the case is. So I think that this could be a pretty reasonable opportunity to actually earn funding. But if you guys want to check out and try to earn funding yourself, you guys can check out Elite Trader Funding. There's a link in the description that helps credit this channel. Because all our content is free, so that does help support the channel. You guys can use promo code JSBEST. That's also linked in the description. You can copy and paste it, and that will give you a lifetime discount. Last I checked, it was 35%, but they did tell me that it was a variable one, so it can go up and down, and it'll just give you whatever the best promotion is right now at the time. But as I last checked, it was 35% off lifetime of your monthly subscription expense. So definitely pretty dope there. But yeah, check out Elite Trader Funding. Also, guys, if you're into trading stocks, options, or cryptocurrency, check out Webull. You'll actually earn 6 free stocks when you guys sign up. So when you sign up through my link in the description, you'll get 6 free stocks. It takes a couple of days for those stocks to credit to your account, but you'll be immediately up in your account once you receive those 6 free stocks. Really awesome program. I use it pretty much daily to trade stocks, and it's one of my favorite programs out there. I've tried a lot of different softwares. Webull is one of the best ones. One thing I really like about them is that they have a web-based software as well as desktop apps. So you can trade them online. It copies over all of your settings and everything like that. But also at the same time, you can use desktop apps, which I personally am a fan of whenever I'm not in a situation where I have to trade on web-based software. So I like the desktop apps a lot because they tend to run a bit smoother, I think. Yeah, so check out Elite Trader Funding, guys. If you want to try to earn funding in the futures market, you can use some of the same strategies I'm using to scalp the ES. You can also, of course, come up with your own strategies. There's a lot of content out there that can educate you and provide you with different ideas and strategies to trade futures. And basically, my strategy is to scalp sort of these moves, these larger wicks, these larger candles. Like this move here would have been great to go short right here, and I may actually take a short right there. And we just made $25 back on that, so we're up 400 on the day. And so the strategy worked out really well. One of the reasons why I personally feel that I've been struggling in my evaluation it has a lot to do with the drawdown limit, because there's one bad day could really throw me off. So it's really important that I have a really, really awesome stellar trading day, and so that may be something that I consider. So here we are, 8 o'clock. We're at the top of the hour, 8:01, and we're not seeing the upward trend. It looks like it continued to be bearish. We're actually nearing the test of the lows here at this support level that we had put down. So if we, and it looks like we're dropping below that too. So we're just continuing to push, making new lows on the day. Gonna take a quick short right there. Made that up 25 on the day, or 425 on the day. Making new lows on the E-mini. Probably see some shorts cover right here. Continuing to push new lows. Up 450 on the day. E-mini, the ES is just breaking down, man. What's Tesla doing? Because I imagine that is influencing this. Why is it not typing? There we go. There we go. Tesla with some big red candles breaking below the volume and average price, rejecting at that 200 moving average. This 200 moving average is probably, I'm becoming to respect it as one of the biggest resistance levels in all of trading. In cryptocurrency, in stocks, in futures, this 200 moving average is one of the most challenging levels for stocks, or anything I should say, to get over. And I've seen that just about a million times. So this 200 moving average is probably, it's a 200 simple moving average, and it's probably one of the strongest resistance levels I've seen out of any indicator that I've used. So this is like an ongoing moving resistance level that just sort of like tracks it, as you go. Yeah, I think that anytime it's below this, I'm almost seeing it as completely bearish if it's below this 200 moving average, even more so somewhat than the volume and average price, which is in my opinion kind of like a line in the sand. Essentially, if it's above, you go towards bullish; if it's below, you go towards bearish. But the 200 moving average, really, like being above it or being below it really, really matters, especially if you're below it and you're trying to come back up above it. It acts as extremely strong resistance on that one. Jump back to the ES. Seeing what we got. Made some pretty heavy lows there. And looks like we're still going to continue to push down. More downward pressure on the ES. Going to test lows again. Took a quick long on that. Made 1250 because we only had one contract. Or sorry, I said long, I meant short. I went short there. And continuing to hit lows. Oh man, I haven't been sharing my screen this whole time. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. What's up, Tiny? It's because it represents longer term price action. Yeah, It's easier for me to read this. If that is above the 921 or 50. Yeah, those are probably my favorite indicators. Honestly, Tiny. Um, so we're at 46250 on the ES. Tiny, if you're just joining us, we actually failed the evaluation today. Unfortunately, so we're gonna have to do another reset. Not happy about that. I was saying earlier that I may actually look at switching up to a different evaluation within Elite Trader funding, choosing a different product, one with a higher drawdown. So just because, like, if I have like a bad day or something like that, it can make a really big difference on my drawdown, since my drawdown is pretty small. For a quick long here. Doesn't look like we're gonna get it. Actually went complete opposite direction. Gonna flat that. Lost a 75 on that one. Still up 337.50 on the day. And the ES, the mini, continuing to break lows. I honestly should have thought to myself that, just now when I took that long, that, you don't trade against the trend. But at the same time, a lot of times when it comes down, hits these lows, it tends to bounce back up a bit. Not necessarily into bullish territory, but you're just kind of riding the momentum, like almost like surfing it up and down. How much time we got left on this? We got 7 seconds left in this candle. I do think that the next candle likely will be green, just like a retest of maybe about this area, and then another push downward. Mid 25 back on that. Gonna go for 2 ticks here at this level. Trying to get in there. Wanted to be in 1 tick lower. Oh, that's okay. Still got it. Up 412.50 on the day. In the ES, up 200 in the NQ. So just gonna ask about the sharing. Mine is 9:00. Sorry. Yeah, it's okay. I forgot the time frame. You see, tried the 1, 3, and 5, but they all took me out the 2 times I tried to get bona fide, because you ain't bona fide. That's like, oh brother, where art thou? Yeah, screen sharing, man. It's honestly, Tiny, like I definitely need a lot of work in managing the stream, honestly, in just being able to like switch back and forth between windows and everything like that. I actually need a lot of work there. Still pretty new to this, and I've only been doing this for like 3 weeks. Getting a little bit of a trend reversal on this one here. Yeah, so it sounds like you tried the tried funding a couple of times there, Tiny. Is that what you're saying? It's a quick long here, looking for 2 ticks. Got it. We're up 462.50 yet again on the day. Getting a possible crossover on that one. So 1, 2, 3. Continuing to push up. Look for a quick bounce. Total opposite went against us on that one. Flatting out. Lost at 125. Kind of going back and forth on that. Honestly, I'm going to switch this to 1 contract because honestly, it really drives me nuts to be at that like 1250 thing. I think I have like a weird OCD about that. There. It's all this. All right, there we go. Took a long there. Up at 425 now on the day. I think we got 3 ticks on that. Oh man, what a day. Been very up and down. Oh brother, where art thou was an awesome movie, by the way. Yeah, no worries. Okay. So the E-mini still very much in bearish territory. Rejected this volume weighted average price 1, 2, 3 times. We had another rejection up here, right there. So we've had some pretty big rejections on the VWAP here. This one here was actually the trade that we were looking for on the evaluation. This candle here is the one that took us out. I was looking to go long for a retest of the volume and average price. We didn't get it. We dropped back down, and I got stopped out here. So that kicked us out of the eval. So we have to pay for another reset or pick another product. I may go with the 50K eval, just because I can. With that one, I can actually have a 2,000 drawdown limit. Get a nice hammer candle here. This actually looks pretty decent for an upward trend momentum for a trend shift. It depends on whether or not we maintain this sort of like this curve upward. It's okay if we get some consolidation here, but going for a quick long. I think I needed to get in a tick below, but we still got it. We're at 475 on the day now. Waiting for the TTM to switch to cyan. I think that'll make a big difference. And also, we definitely need to get back above these indicators. Getting sort of like a U-shaped rebound here, but you can see we broke through these lows of the day. So we had this support level here. We broke through that and dropped all the way back down here. I should say not back down, but we dropped all the way down here, and that's that actually could really just put us in a bearish momentum. But you can see we did get this U shape, and we did break above that support level, and we'll have to see if it continues to hold support and pushes back up. This resistance level here, this like 41.25 and this 41.30 have been pretty strong resistance levels. So and they're just kind of like on the on the $5 mark. So let's see if we can get in about here and get out about there. Nope. Got a nice big rip on that one. Did we get the, yeah, we got 912 cross. TTM not quite at the cyan level yet, but look at this rip here. I know we're below VWAP and all that, but that was a pretty nice rip. Okay, up 525 on that one. I think we just made $100, or no, we made 50. Switching this to 3 ticks. Got filled at a level that I did not want to get filled at. We got filled in this pullback here, but we pop back up pretty quickly, sitting at break even on this trade. I was looking for 3 ticks on this one, and we got that up 600 on the E-mini today. Running into that 200 moving average, this could act as very strong resistance, as it often does. Although it's looking pretty strong. Got a quick short there. Up 625. I went short just because this is rejected this so many times today. The 200 moving average, I think it's a really big level for this. So pretty important there. Pretty important spot. 1 minute left, or sorry, 20 seconds left on this candle, on this 1 minute candle. We do have a cyan swap going long here for retest of that 200, right on that 4130. This is actually what failed the evaluation, so this might be a pretty bad trade. Same type of trade. Worked out for us, up 700 on the day. New 1 minute candle, or 1 minute candle, make a new high. So we're getting a retest now of the VWAP. Gonna go +5. And I'm gonna join the bid. Looking for a retest of the VWAP now. Sitting right at that support level, right above the 200 moving average. Sketchy zone. But looking for that retest with the TTM plus the other indicators. This does look like we could have the opportunity to go up there. It's 200 moving average in the way, unfortunately, could cause, havoc for a lot of traders. But where are we at? Just started this new candle 10 seconds ago. Looking for a push up to that VWAP. Sit and break even on this trade. Up 700 on the day in the E-mini, up 200 in the NQ. A bit of a pullback, back at flat. Almost there. Up 75, 50. We're very close. Got it up 825 on the day. Getting that breakthrough the volume and average price. Looking tough, looking strong. Finally getting this thing. Been waiting on this trend reversal for like the whole morning. And we got it at 8:15, 8:18 or so. Getting that trend reversal, finally breaking above the 200 moving average, finally breaking above the volume average price. Looking good. The 50 over the 200 will actually add a lot of solid ground to this move. And I wouldn't be surprised if we pull back to the volume average price on this one. Actually going to put an order in right around the VWAP to 41.31. Let's see if we can take advantage of that and actually see if we can bump this up to right here. So looking for a pullback. Almost at our entry. We got the entry. It was a much more planned out trade. Let's see if it works out for us. Going for kind of a swing here. Looking to hit $350 in profit on this one. Definitely going for a swing on this one, but this is definitely more of a planned out trade instead of a scalp. Going for a swing. 10 seconds left in this candle. What we're looking for here is a new 1 minute candle to break the high of this wick. So to break over that level right there, that 41.34, that's what we're looking for to break over. So right here at 41.34, a lot of seller resistance up here. Where are we at with buyers? Let's check out the bulls versus bears. Setting up break even on this trade. We got a good entry on this one, so I'm not too worried about it. The only thing that would go wrong really in this one is if we had a flush down below the VWAP. That doesn't look like that's going to happen. This is actually looking pretty strong. But we've got a really awesome entry on this. This is one thing I really love about when you're able to plan trades, like we were able to with that one. So we actually selected the zone in which we wanted to take our entry point, and we were able to fill it there, and we're pushing up from that. We did not get that 1 minute candle to break that new high. This was the high area that we needed to break. We broke over the red, but not exactly where we wanted to be. So we are up $200 in this trade. I think I may take the profit off right here. Just gonna flat that up $1,000 even on the day in the ES. So definitely an awesome day as far as our simulator goes. Unfortunately, we ended up with what happened in our evaluation. But like I said, I actually just think that for how small that drawdown is, I think that the way I trade is not necessarily the right fit, because I do take kind of bigger swings even when I'm scalping. So I may need to go with something with a larger drawdown. But if you guys do want to check out Elite Trader Funding, y'all can check it out. It's right here, the link in the description, elitetraderfunding.com. There's a link in the description that will actually help support the channel. And to support you, we have a promo code JSBEST that will actually give you guys a lifetime discount off the monthly expense of these evaluations. The 50K evaluation is the one that I'm personally most drawn to, because you get $2,000 of drawdown available to you with a profit target of only $3,000. It's kind of moderately priced, and that's one thing I really like about it. So fairly inexpensive for what you get. Yeah, definitely this one here I think is worth checking out. Also, the fast tracks are also pretty dope. One thing about the fast tracks, little caveat, is that you do have to you have a minimum of 10 trading days, but a maximum of 14 calendar days. So you have to actually trade daily in order to hit this, and the profit targets are kind of high. So I actually, I think the 50K evaluation is one of the ones that works out for most people. I think that it's probably one of the best products that I see on here in terms of cost versus everything involved. But you guys can use promo code JSBEST and try to earn funding in the futures market yourself, utilizing Elite Trader Funding. Definitely really, really cool program, and awesome people there. Great customer service, something I look for in a lot of people. And yeah, you might want to check these guys out if you guys are interested at all in earning funding in the futures market. Glad I took that profit off on that trade because we did not end up getting that breakout. And the reason why I took that profit off on that trade was because this green candle here, so what we were looking for, so we had this green candle that ripped over the VWAP, and then we had this pullback here, which led to this red hammer candle, which is a great setup. And then we ended up with a green candle in the next one, also what we're looking for. But what we were looking for was for this wick here. Oops. Right here, we're looking for this wick to break over this wick. So we needed this candle here to break over this candle in order to continue that momentum upward. Instead, we didn't get that. We got a consolidation above the volume weighted average price, which is not bad. Consolidation above VWAP still indicates that we have another opportunity for a bullish move. And we've only been consolidating now for about 1, 2, 3. We're on our 4th minute of consolidation. So we may rip down even though we got above this VWAP for now, we may actually have a rip downward. The indicators, on the other hand, do look like we're more on the bullish side, and I'd be more inclined to think that we would bounce off this VWAP and continue our trend upward after having so much bearish momentum since before the open, since pre. On our TTM, we've got a cooling off that we can see here indicated by these darker blue lines. And if you guys want to check out, we actually have a video on the on TTM itself. So we actually have a video on the TTM. Man, I gotta get better at managing my stream, managing screen shares. So what we were talking about was this consolidation through this VWAP here, and looking for a bounce off of here. But if you guys want to get better at the TTM, that's the cyan indicator that was indicating this bullish movement that predicted it well ahead of time. You can actually see it predicted it right here, right on that red candle. So I had this pullback and then that rip. So the TTM predicted that, showed you ahead of time, and then now it's getting these dark blue candles, shows a little bit of a cooling off period. But remember, that is a lagging indicator, especially on futures. It works very well on stocks though. And if you guys want to learn more about the TTM, we actually have a video that goes pretty in depth on the TTM as well. I'll grab a link to that real fast, because that video, I think that if you want to learn momentum trading, especially for stocks, the TTM is probably one of the most reliable indicators that I found out there. So getting some computer slowdown here. Just a second. So yeah, y'all can check out this TTM video. This will walk you through how I utilize the TTM in order to judge momentum on the day. So we did get that bounce off the VWAP. That's exactly what we were looking for. Now we do see that this wick broke above this area here that it was struggling at, but not exactly a big move. Swapping out to 5-minute chart. And on the 5-minute, we're actually getting TTM begin to stack on the cyan side, which is what we'd want to see for continued bullish momentum. For the 5-minute, we'd want to see a 5-minute break over this area here. Where are we at on the 5-minute? We're about halfway through the 5-minute candle, and currently sitting at a doji on the 5. Failed to break out right there, and still seeing cooling off in the TTM. One of the things with the TTM that we see that indicates sort of that cooling off is when it fails, like people fail to actually buy up those pullbacks. And if those pullbacks don't get bought up, that's when we start to get the momentum shift to the downside. Still maintaining above VWAP slightly. Where are we at with the 5200? 50 is getting closer to the 200. 9, 12, and 35 all in great positioning, and the 26 in great positioning as well for upward move. The 35 being above the 50 is what we want. That also shows that we're getting buyer support. This maintaining above the VWAP, also showing buyer support. Maintaining above the 200 moving average, also showing buyer support. So next big move will be when this 50 crosses over that red 200. That could be a while. Almost at 8:30 on the day. Setting up $1,000 in the ES, the E-mini. Setting up $200 in the NQ. Getting some slowdown on my computer. I think I need a better computer, but the one I have works pretty well for trading. Just streaming is just so with it. Can you break below the VWAP? Kind of going back and forth on it. We haven't taken any trades in a few minutes because basically right now there's no obvious trend. It's not obvious whether or not this is going to go up, going to go down. I could have taken this green one here, but we're busy talking about other stuff. Um, just making sure that I'm screen sharing. I got to get better at managing the stream. 3 weeks in, I'm still a complete noob at streaming. And hopefully, we'll continue to get better. I'm taking, like, watching YouTube videos and taking Skillshare classes and things like that in order to get better. But it's a process like anything. It took me 3 years really to get good at trading stocks, and I've only been trading futures now on simulator since May, so 2-3 months, and we do okay. So everything takes time. It's just a learning curve. Go slow. So yeah, getting a pullback, rejecting that VWAP is honestly kind of what it looks like. I do still think that we're going to have a bullish move here. Are we at 831? I think that because the 50 is still moving up. So if the 50 wasn't moving up, or if it was starting to trend to the downside, then I think that I would be more hesitant to think that we're going to continue bullish action. Oakley dokley, I totally say that. Using John's link. Hopefully you use my link. No, John's cool. And I totally just go with whoever you want to go with. That's honestly the reality of it, is because no matter what, you're going to be supporting local YouTubers, supporting YouTubers, supporting content creators, and all that stuff is really important, I think. Taking a quick long there, and looking for just one tick on that one. And we had it for a second, and ended up with this pullback here. I'm going to cut that. Loss of 175 in that. So we were up at a K, down now, lost 175, so up 125 on the day. I think I might call it there. We're looking at 8:30. We've been streaming for about an hour, getting a trend reversal to the downside. Failed to break out on bullish action, and that's honestly where the move, like where you'd want to actually see that move. It's definitely like continuing to the downside. Might get another test of the VWAP, but taking a quick short. Made 50 back on that, up 875 on the day. And with that, we're going to go ahead and shut it down. And for futures last year or so, you've been trading futures for a year, Tiny? That's awesome. Tiny, how long have you been trading? I'm curious. Because I know that we've been talking for a couple years now. Continuing to push downward. This actually looks like it's going to reverse down. Filled me way late. Like, not where I wanted to get filled there. Up 925 on the day. Might get a bounce off this 50. I'm going to adjust this to add the ask on here. Better. 5 years in October. Nice. Try to trade futures, but sucked. Yeah, it's futures is hard. It's definitely, I think it's more challenging than stocks. Um, 'Cause I actually think the stocks are, for the most part, relatively easy if you pick the right ones. You essentially, with stocks, you're picking the right ones, you're picking the right entry point and the right exit point. Outside of that, there's not a lot to really look for. Basically, with stocks, I've gotten it down to so much of a science where it's just like, essentially, if the TTM is going to break and we've got the 91235 set up, I know, like, I know what, about how much that's going to move. And then also, I know that it's going to, I know usually with stocks that, based off the float size as well, about roughly how much to take off that. And one of the things that I really struggled with stocks was essentially trying to take too much on the move, instead, um, knowing to just take smaller profits on it, honestly ended up making me more money. So stocks in general, I actually tend to do a bit better on a consistent basis than futures, but futures, I earn much higher profit. So I could make $925 or 1,000 or $1,800 in a day, and then maybe have a losing day of $400 or $500. And I know it's all on sim at the moment, and until we get funded, it's going to be that way. But nonetheless, the potential's there. Taking a short, forgot to adjust this to be like 3 ticks. Got that up 975 on the day. Be short. All right, up 1025 on that, and up 200 in NQ. Ending the day up $1,225. It's all easy to learn, but super hard to execute. Yeah, it can be really challenging. I mean, like, just the process of the execution requires so much patience, and requires like really being able to spot that entry point. Where's the volume coming in? All those types of things. Entries and proper support are entries and proper support of my main circle right now. I seem to pick bad spots when reviewing after. I just need more screen time still. I think that, like, just screen time definitely makes a big difference. Obviously, practice makes progress. Not perfection, because there is no such thing. But practice makes progress, and that screen time really does make a difference. It really does matter. For me, I have a very specific tactic with trading stocks. It is like, essentially, is the float under 20 million? Is the volume over 100,000 traded per minute? If it is those two things, is it above volume average price? Is it like, is the 91226 crossover set up, 912 35 26 in that order, and is the TTM there? So essentially, like, just checking all of those things, and then it's just finding that chart pattern, waiting, like, essentially, did we get a rip up? And if we got that rip up, here, I can even show you on this chart here. If we got that rip up, are we getting that sort of like that pullback, like right here, where you had that pullback? If you would have entered anywhere in this red candle and gotten out anywhere within this green candle, you would have got out with profit. So, or at least I should say, anything above this wick, you would have got out with profit. So had you entered, even just like right in the dead center of this, you had a lot of opportunity to get out with profit. It's just a matter of, like, are you taking quick profits, quick scalps, or are you trying to go for big swings? That's really important. Another entry that I like to do as well is, like, after you have this rip up, and then you get this pullback here, and you get like a doji on the end. I likely would have entered here and not gotten it. But this entry as well obviously was the correct doji, but a doji at the low of after a rip up. So I bet I can even find another example here. Here's one that's similar. So you have this like rip up and then this pull back here to what is close to a doji. A lot of times you'll get that rip up after that. So those are like some of like the main moves that I take when it comes to stock trading. Got to rip up to the VWAP and then a rip down off the VWAP, bouncing up the 50. Taking a quick long right there. Make sure we're at 2 ticks. I was looking for a bounce off that support and just a bounce up right there, sitting at flat on this trade. Getting a possible crossover. There we go. We got that 2 ticks up 1075 in the ES today. Pretty good trade day, honestly. Try to learn patience. Yeah. I always seem to get a good flow, but then life gets in the way. Yeah, that's a really common problem for myself as well. It feels like I have to start over. Yeah. The pullbacks is kind of challenging as well. I want to hold a little longer as scalping right now takes so many shares. Whereas holding sometimes doesn't fit. Does that make sense? Yeah, it does. I know exactly what you mean. Essentially, it's like you got a cash count, and you're like, okay, well, I can basically make 1 or maybe 2 trades today. So I got to make sure that it's the right trade, etc. My advice, or I don't want to give advice, but my thought process, I should say, that switched for me was I'm like, okay, I got a small account. Have a cash account. I would like end up taking these like momentum trades that would, pay off and often get like sometimes rather big profits on it. But if it didn't work out, sometimes it would just rip to the downside, and 3, 4, 5 days of trading of profits would be gone in one trade. So what I started switching up was essentially taking not scalps, but not swings, somewhere in between, basically base hits. And I started doing like, okay, so if it's like a $4, $4.25 stock, maybe I'm trying to get out at $4.50 or $4.45, and take like 20 cents on it, and basically go heavy on that and take like 20 cents. It's not exactly a scalp, but it's not exactly a swing either. And doing that helped me grind up my account better. And I've been doing that for the last couple of months, and we've been doing well in terms of growing our account better, and more consistently, I should say. Because my other strategy, I would have really accurate trading, like in 75-80% accuracy, but that one trade would take me out. So I'd grind that account up over that 1 week, 2 week, or whatever. Then I have like one fat trade that would just be a huge loss, or I'd take like multiple losses that are like micro losses over the course of like a few days. So half or whole day trades, let it run, as it were. Yeah, that's hard for me. Like every trade that I've ever held overnight, when it came to like a penny stock or like a day trade type thing, never worked out. So I think I'd be more willing to do that, like taking swing trades on strong companies. But if it's like a penny stock or something like that, I'm usually in and out as fast as I possibly can. Really, I'm looking for that just quick pop and then get out. And then if that ends up being my trade for the day and I make $15 or $25 or something like that, then I'm cool with that. Because if you do that 3 times in a week, you make $50 to $75. After about 3-4 months, you'll actually have a pretty decent sized account, and that decent sized account, you'll be able to turn that into something more. Yeah, very little overnight on the pennies. I'm hesitant to hold any penny overnight. Those have always went against me. Okay, got another test of the VWAP here and here, both rejected. Continuing to push downward, turn red on the TTM. breaking below the 50, but could have a pop up. Let's go short here. Meant to get in higher on that. Flooded out of that break-even trade. I meant to get the sell order here, but it filled us down here. So CTM's kind of going back and forth. It's just kind of choppy now. That's the actual move that I was looking for. Breaking off that. We have this doji at the bottom here, which to me looks like it might pop up, so which it is. Doji at the bottom usually means upward. Doji at the top usually means downward. At least that's been my experience. And this is a pretty nice rip to the upside. Should have gone long there. I filled around that support level. Got out one tick, up 1100 in the ES. All right. That's exactly how it is. All right. Very little overnight on the bennies, yeah. All right. Well, Tiny, first off, I want to say thank you for showing up. Please, like, subscribe, and ring the bell if you haven't already. Anybody else who's watching or checking on the channel, we've had a few concurrent viewers. If you're liking or if you're watching the video or anything like that, please like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Check out all the links in the description. There is a PayPal donate button if you want to support the channel directly. You guys can also check out Elite Trader Funding. Elite Trader Funding, super dope. This is the program I'm using in order to earn funding in the futures market. Y'all can check it out. You can get funded all the way up to 300K. Pretty dope program. You can use promo code JSBEST in order to get a lifetime discount on your account. That promo code will give you the best discount that's happening at the time. Last check was 35%. You can also check out Webull and earn 6 free stocks when you sign up. All right, guys, that's it. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down for the day. Thank you very much for tuning in. I love each and every one of you. Appreciate you. Thank you as well, Tiny, for showing up, being active in the chat. It means a lot to me. It really does help the algorithm. It also helps YouTube show our channel to other people and bring in new people as well. So thank you, everybody. I love and appreciate all of you, and have an amazing day. Peace for now.